put out in my last lecture, all right? So we on JP Morgan. Let's keep it going, y'all. JP Morgan. And look, I believe in the universe. If it was meant for all those almost 200 people to stand here and see all that, they'd be back in here. So who is meant for to see this, they gonna see it. That's how the universe works. Y'all hear me? When it's meant for you, you gonna eat. Your soul is gonna latch on to it. Ain't nobody gotta call you up, gather you, none of that. You gonna find this on your own. All right? So who was JP Morgan? Just to give y'all a quick breakdown for y'all who don't know. I'm pretty sure some of y'all should know, but I know a lot of us don't. So let me just, so people can know who he really was. Because a lot of people walk around like, I know JP Morgan. JP Morgan was a bank. But JP Morgan a bank. No, you sound stupid. No, he wasn't a bank. The bank was named after him, but who was he? What did he do while he was alive? All right? It played a major role in everything that goes on. You see what I'm saying? See, these Caucasoids, these human beings and these reptilian shapeshifters, they always credit themselves for destroying us. So let's see who he was. There that number go again, y'all. John Pierpont Morgan Sr., born April 17th, 1837, died March 31st, 1913. There go 13 again. See, y'all gonna notice once you do your research that all these powerful people is around this 3 or this 13, or they like to invert it and say 31. All right? All right? Reptilian shapeshifter. All right? You know the reptilian shapeshifter. There you go. All right? So look, was an American financier and banker who dominated corporate finance on Wall Street through the Gilded Age. And as the head of the banking firm that ultimately became known as JP Morgan and Co., he was a driving force behind the wave of industrial consolidation in the United States. Keep that in mind, industrial consolidation, because that's a motherfucker, all right? Oh, matter of fact, let's click on it real quick for y'all that don't know. I don't want to jump past nothing. What was industrial consolidation? Let's go. What was it? All right. Hold on. Let's go. Matter of fact, I ain't going to, because that's going to send me into a whole nother topic. Y'all break that down. But it's all going to line up with JP Morgan. All right, let's keep going. Who was he? Okay. Over the course of his career on Wall Street, JP Morgan spearheaded, keyword, spearheaded, meaning he led, the formation of several prominent multinational corporations, including, so that means these is his, U.S. Steel, International Harvester, and General Electric. All right? We all know what General Electric do. He and his partners also held controlling interest in numerous other American businesses, including AT&T, Western Union, and 24 railroads. Due to his financial dominance, all right, Morgan came to wield enormous influence over the nation's lawmakers and finances. During the Panic of 1907, he organized a coalition of financiers that saved the American economy from collapse. And y'all thought he was a nigga that a bank was named after, huh? This man is responsible for the Industrial Revolution. JP Morgan started the railroad. To break it down for you, JP Morgan started AT&T, which owns the airlines and the phone waves to this day. JP Morgan started Western Union. JP Morgan actually was the motherfucker that financed they ass to start Wall Street. Before they started Wall Street, the money was already set aside for them. By who? JP Morgan. Okay? And we see that JP Morgan, see, you gotta remember, he created the railroad. See what I'm saying? He started that. So we need to see why the railroad important. That's how they start transporting everything across the country to state, right? And when they was building the colonies up, turning them into states, they created the railroad first. It was called the Transcontinental Railroad, and it went from LA, from California, all the way across the country to New York. Before that, they had never been that far west. Let them tell it. It's another lie, okay? But after they tried the Transcontinental Railroad, it aligned all the towns, so they started to be able to ship goods back and forth. To this day, majority of the goods is shipped around the country via train. Facts. To this day. A lot of people don't know that. That's why there's railroads everywhere. All right, that's why you heard all them old songs. I've been working on the railroad. That they really had our ancestors on the railroad, slaving all day, banging them pitchforks against them nails. We did that. That's why I be trying to remind y'all, like, when they try to lie and say black people and Latino people lazy, but they don't really say about Latinos because they try to separate Latinos from blacks. More technology. But they do say black people are lazy, and I like to remind those that are labeled African Americans, how are you lazy when we built the whole fucking country, blacks and Latinos? They ain't never did shit. Even they worstest jobs to this day, their lowest paying jobs, who work them? White people or Latino and black people? Latino and black people work all the lowest paying jobs to this day. Facts. And far as the whole country, our ancestors, far as they country, not only did we, but this is how cold we is. We built our own planet, multiple planets, created everything in the universe, including the sun. And then we turned around after they bitch ass invaded and conquered us. We still, even after the fall, they used our energy to build their new empire, which is called the United States of Earth. They try to say it's the USA of America, all right? But it's the United States of motherfucking Earth. Let's keep it going. All right, so he was powerful. He played a major role in the building of the trans. Like I say, the Industrial Revolution was spearheaded by J.P. Morgan. All right, so for us to appreciate what we got to find out what the Industrial Revolution was. All right, we'll find that out next. But what is the Federal Reserve? All right, so let's see what Google has to say. What is the Federal Reserve? Stay focused, y'all. Stay focused, class. Stay focused. What is the Federal Reserve for those who don't know? All right? The Federal Reserve, right there for you. The Federal Reserve system is the central banking system of the United States of America. It was created on December 20. There go that number again. When was it created? 23. I'll break that down to at a later date. But there go that number 13. Y'all gonna see that bitch a lot. It was created on December 23rd, 1913, with the enactment of the Federal Reserve Act. That's all y'all need to know. So it's the Federal Reserve System is the central banking system of the USA, aka USE. Now, it was created December 23rd, 1913. Remember I told y'all can keep seeing 13 pop up because, see, these motherfuckers understand the power of our powers, which they now call witchcraft, and they use against us. They understand the power of numerology, so they use this shit. They use this shit and do things on certain days for a reason. Geometry, numerology, yes, it's real. And you would never notice unless you research. Why is 13 popping up all over everything we doing today? And even the day before and the day before that. All right? Yeah. All right, let's keep going, though. Let's stay focused. So now we know what the Federal Reserve is. All right, who owns it? It is owned by Jerome Powell. Who the fuck is he? Let's find out who Jerome Powell is, people. Copy. We on Jerome Powell ass. Inspector Rashad Jamal Gadget owns the motherfucking trail. Who is Jerome Powell? Let's go to Wikipedia. Who is Jerome Powell? There he goes. He is the owner of the Federal Reserve, reptilian shapeshifter, another part of 13 bloodlines. All right. What they got to say about Jerome? Born February 4th, 1953, 16th chair of the Federal Reserve. All right. Powell earned a degree in politics from Princeton. All right. He briefly served as U.S. Secretary of Treasury under President Bush in 92. All right, let's keep going. Jerome Powell. What more can we find out about him, people? Oh, yeah, he get deep, too. You know, you get to connecting his dots. You be like, damn, all these 13s and all this and that. And they everywhere. 3, 13, 33, they everywhere. They everywhere, man. You know, because these people believe in numerology. They understand it just like they use what's called Wicca against us on every level. All right? So you're looking at the owner of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell. That's some homework for y'all. I want y'all to research him a lot more. All right? But let's keep it going, though, because we ain't going to fuck around today. All right? Hit play. Da-da-da-da-doom. Let's keep it going. Where is the Federal Reserve located? More homework, people. Now it gets deep. Where is the Federal Reserve located? We still dealing with the money spill, right? And this is all by design. So let's pay attention. Notice, the Federal Reserve is spread out. It's the central banking system, and it's spread out over 13 different cities around the country. There go 13 again. Why is 13 steady popping up? But where's the Federal Reserve located? The Federal Reserve is the central banking system of the USA, and it is spread out, my people, around 13 different cities in the country. Why is 13 steady coming up if I don't know what I'm talking about? I guess it's just a coincidence. All right. So let's look at the 13 cities. There they go. Boston, New York, Philly, Cleveland, Richmond, Virginia, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois, STL. I had to keep it hood. That's for St. Louis. Minneapolis, Kansas City, Dallas, San Francisco. That's 12. And last but not least, is the Eccles building, which is also located in Washington, D.C., and it's the headquarters. So this is the Ecclesias. How do you pronounce that bullshit? Because it really don't matter. Ecclesias, they don't fucking matter. That's the building right there, and that's the headquarters of the Federal Reserve, and it's located in Washington, D.C., making it the 13th. The 13th. All right? They're going to keep playing with 13. So the Federal Reserve is spread out across 13 cities. Also, you will notice that all 13 of these cities, they always win the motherfucking championship in basketball, baseball, football, or hockey. Facts. Listen, this shit run deep. I've been telling y'all sports is rigged. All this shit rigged. Facts. Every sports player they make wear certain numbers for a reason. All right? Facts. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, it get real deep. It gets scary deep. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to lose y'all and give y'all too much at once. But as y'all can see, the Federal Reserve is located in 13 different cities if you didn't know. And all 13 of these cities, go look at all the sport. Go look at football, hockey, basketball. Go look at the NBA, NFL, NHL, all right, MLB. You will notice that the championship rotates around these 13 cities every year in all of these sports. I don't give a fuck what it is. All right? We already know in basketball, Boston, New York, Philly, Cleveland. Now, y'all see why they let LeBron win one in Cleveland? Yeah. All right? Boston, New York. If we talk about basketball, these are basketball powers right here. These two, just these alone have won all the goddamn championships in basketball. Boston, not Boston, New York, but Boston, Chicago, and California, because LA represent California, even though that say San Francisco. All right? So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We already know who been winning recently. San Francisco, Golden State Warriors, right? They just dominated the whole motherfucking area. All right? Facts. Era of basketball. Because Oakland, all right? San Francisco, the Bay Area, yeah. All right? Facts. So, yeah, well, it used to be like that. Latanya said they don't like you knowing too much. Sooner or later, you become their target. See, that's the root chakra they want you to stay in. That's called fear. That's the lowest chakra. It used to be like that. Latanya, all right? It's not like that anymore. So get out of that. Because that fear will keep you from spreading the information. F them. Spread the information. They can't do nothing with us. That's over with. I'm telling you right now. All right? Facts. All right? So let's stay focused. Stay focused, man. Over 13 cities. In basketball, who always win the championship, y'all? Boston, Chicago, New York, or California. Bay Area recently would be the Golden State Warriors. Oakland and San Francisco, that's like the fucking Bay Area. All right? Now, who always wins? Who always wins in football, damn near? It's going to always rotate. Boston. Who does Boston represent in football, y'all? That's the New England Patriots, if you didn't know. Football. Who always winning? New England, New York. It's always one of them. Richmond don't have a sports town. But we know that Richmond, Virginia was what? What was Richmond, Virginia, y'all? The first place where they brought in physical slaves when they started the slavery trade. Remember that. Richmond, Virginia. All right? So this shit ain't about no coincidence, y'all. This has all been designed strategically for your ass. Y'all with me? Let's keep it going. Facts. Let's keep it going. No, we ain't trying to do all that. Let's go. Let's keep it going. All right? What's next? Look at the Industrial Revolution. Look at that. What was the Industrial Revolution? I ain't even gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jamestown, VA definitely played a role. But when you think of Jamestown, The 13 colonies' first location was Jamestown, New York, Will Fortune. That was in Jamestown, New York. That wasn't Jamestown, Virginia. But they did have a Jamestown in VA. But the Jamestown in New York was the first exact location where they landed when they colonized. All right, when they came from the caves and they came across the ocean and they set up they America. It was Jamestown, New York. That was in New York. That's why the Bible is called the King James Version. The first Bible that was ever written by them humans for us to control us, fuck us up. It's called the King James Version because King James was the king at the time when they went and came and landed on our shit. He was the king of their little space fleets. King James was. So they named their first settlement Jamestown. And that's why the first Bible is called the King James Version. And who the fuck was King James? He was a motherfucking, he wasn't just a homosexual. He was a rapist. He was a pedagore and a pedophile. I don't care about him being a homosexual. That's his sexual preference. But when you get to talking about pedagore, that means he's eating fucking kids. When you get to talk about pedophile, that means he's molesting kids. He had slaves. He had all that. And y'all want to run around and not question and wonder why the fuck the Bible was named after him? How can it be so holy, but you named it after a motherfucker that's unholy? So this what I'm, and I will break down the word holy, even that's demonic, but that's a whole nother lie. Like I said, y'all, the shit goes so deep, and I don't want to get thrown off. Let me stay focused, all right? So look, Industrial Revolution. What is the Industrial Revolution? All right, so I ain't finna go to Wikipedia. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like doing all that. I'm gonna just answer the question, and y'all can go Google for y'all damn self. So the Industrial Revolution was nothing more than when they came and built all the factories. All right, they built the factories and they set up their railroads and they started building upward. They started building these skyscrapers, which became the downtowns of every major city. They started building these houses, which we now live in. All right, before the Industrial Revolution, none of that shit existed. So the Industrial Revolution is what polluted our natural air. The Industrial Revolution is when they pushed oxygen into the atmosphere, and now we breathe oxygen. We don't breathe oxygen naturally. We breathe hydrogen. We don't need oxygen. That's another lie. We, the gods, breathe hydrogen. They pushed oxygen into the motherfucking atmosphere. All right? And what does oxygen and all of that do to us? Because we are mostly water, and we are what consisted of magnesium. What happens when you put magnesium in water too long? It begins to rust. So the oxygen we breathe in helps the metals in our body. Remember I told you, your bone, your whole fucking bone is made of metal. Bone is the lower form of metal. They don't want you to know this shit. Facts. All right? But when they put this oxygen into the atmosphere, there go the actual pictures, their factories. This was our Industrial Revolution. Their homes, they started to build buildings. All right? Everything we see today, all right? Everything we see today, what we call natural cities and shit, that comes from the Industrial Revolution. The E-Way, riding on the E-Way, highway, expressway, Industrial Revolution. Flying in planes to get around, Industrial Revolution. Hopping on boats to get around, Industrial Revolution. Hopping in cars to get around, Industrial Revolution. We didn't drive cars to get around. Your ancestors flew places. We went there mentally using our Merkaba, which is the natural force field around you, or the Vitruvian man they talk about. That's what we used to get around. We didn't speak words. We spoke in science. We spoke in energy. Words were created by human beings. All right? They speak words. All right? So the Industrial Revolution is if it wasn't for the Industrial Revolution, you wouldn't be living in no motherfucking building. All right? It wouldn't be no downtowns, no railroads, no none of that. So you can say the Industrial Revolution is what destroyed nature when they went around cutting down the 30-meter bushes that were left. Because what we think are trees are not the real trees. I got a lecture coming on up on that. The real trees are the mountaintops. Those are the stumps of the trees. Remember, we were bigger too. The trees were huge. All right? And connected us. All right? All right? So when the Industrial Revolution was started, the purpose of this was to destroy nature. This is when they started polluting the atmosphere with this oxygen. And building factories and building skyscrapers and railroads and destroying trees and nature, polluting the water. All right? All this shit came from the Industrial Revolution. All right? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And who was responsible for who spearheaded the Industrial Revolution? J.P. Morgan. And who is J.P. Morgan? We know. Let's keep going, y'all. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z definitely showed that Merkaba is real in Dragon Ball Z. All right? What was the purpose of the Industrial Revolution? Look at all this shit they did to our atmosphere, our planet. Made us, they made us work to build their fucking system. Right? Had your ancestors slaving on these railroads, building this shit, dying, building this shit, breathing in the chemicals, the oxygen, killing their physical avatars at least. Because we know we'll never die. That's not real. All right? But I'm just saying what they did to our reality on what we call planet Kai or Earth. Now, well, let's find out the purpose. The real purpose was to create electricity conductors for the gods. They now call these houses. All right? They use our own energy. Remember, they not putting no energy into building shit.